and yet they get some of the space mechanics wrong, and it just bugs me every time I see it. You know what I mean?
The re-entry was absurd. How much it gimbaled, right? That bothered me, although it was almost mandatory. The re-entry.
Yeah, that's about right.
The ship is slaloming back and forth.
Actually, that's about right. I mean, the weird thing about the Apollo landings, Apollo re-entry, is I can't. Okay, here. So the ship comes down, and then it actually starts gliding, and it stays at the same altitude and actually goes up a little bit as it bleeds off energy horizontally, and then it comes down. And in fact, when it hits this bottom, I forget what the altitude is. It's like 100,000 feet, so something like that. I've got the graph here somewhere. And then basically stops going down and starts going up. That bottom is the highest G force. This is 5 or 6 Gs, and then they're not experiencing any, but 1 G as they fly across, and then it goes down again. So they do fly. It does fly like a lifting body for a substantial period of time. And they do fly it manually with a stick. There is the guy on the left seat. He is flying it. It is flying like a
yeah, but
flying saucer.
The gimbals don't go like this. It was just dramatized for the screen.
Yeah, that was a little, but it was more like when they want to do the burns when they're in space, they're pointing in the wrong direction, right? They want to slow down. You have to point backwards. You want to speed up. You want to correct. You got to thrust perpendicular to where you're going, right? So anyway, that annoys me, but it's also a fantastic movie. In a lot of ways, even though it's a true story, of course, you got to read the book to find out what really happened. Or actually, what's better is listening to Lovell's commentary on the Blu-ray, because he's like, that didn't happen. He is so funny. It's like, no, we didn't do that. That never happened. Don't worry. But if it didn't happen, that's a fantastic hard science fiction movie.
And they made it. Opie, the director, Opie did a great job. And
he did.
And what was wonderful about the movie, it was a family movie, right? Because you had the heroism and America and technology. But it went into the engineering details in a way that was nonetheless captivating, I think, for even a general audience.
Absolutely.
They did a masterful job of taking hard science and bringing it to a level where everyone could understand it. And most significantly, to a level that infused the movie with added drama and tension.
And the weird thing is, there is this... you and I know about Apollo 13. Maybe some of us know about Apollo 12. But the modern generations don't know anything. I mean, I don't know what they get taught in school. They certainly don't know anything about history. Just the song, don't know much about history, right? That's
don't know much about nothing. Most folks don't know that a dozen guys walked on the moon. I would say 95% of people you just accost on the street wouldn't be able to tell you that a dozen guys walked on the moon.
And so there is this genre of YouTube video where Gen Z watches old movies and then comments on them. And I've watched 4 or 5 hour-long videos at 2x, so not very long, like before going to sleep, of these Gen Z people who, I have no idea this happened. Is this really true? Is this a true story? Wait a minute, let me Google something. They had no idea anything about Apollo. They had no idea about Apollo 13 there. And to them, it could be science fiction. To them, it is science fiction. It's just a cool, hard science fiction movie.
Yeah.
I was like the 2001: A Space Odyssey. I didn't know we went to Jupiter. They know nothing